The school was named after, and if you're a geographer, you know the name of Alexander Humboldt, world-famous oceanographer. It seems Dr. Humboldt discovered currents in the ocean and a lot of other things on our planet governed by its motion. Now, living in Peru at this time was very nice. But frankly, what the country lacked was an arena with ice. So young Monica, viewing movies or TV, would become enraptured with ice skaters gliding along, even with elaborate dances. She said, "Oh, if only I could try that, I would take my chances." Well, the girl grew up, and after graduating from school, began asking herself, what do I really want to do? I'm not exactly a fool. I speak German and Spanish and English too. Thus began a journey that took several years. There was some heartbreak involved and quite a few tears. Her secretarial skills and languages generally got her jobs at the Chamber of Commerce and at Lufthansa, with its mobs of furious passengers complaining about flights. It was enough to prevent solid sleeping at night. She spent time away from Peru in Paris, France. She became a tour guide, learning to find locations by the seat of her pants. And then she was invited to train as a quality control officer. A job not perfect, but better than others could offer her. Meanwhile, she gave birth to 2 daughters and emerged a single mom who was concerned that raising 2 girls in Peru was likely to bomb. At a time when Peru's economy was on the skids, how was she going to provide for her own 2 kids? Then by chance, she caught on with the United Nations, just at the time she was running out of patience. The story continues a couple of years later, while on a mission to New York. Monica represented all South Americans paid by the UN to work. She impressed UN higher-ups with her poise and presentation, and they later contacted her with an offer which was a temptation. She was offered an international position if that was something she did seek. And a few months later, she and her daughters arrived in Mozambique. Oh. Now, Mozambique's official language is Portuguese. So Monica set out to learn it, and in a short time was speaking it with ease. When her tour was ending, and I'm not exactly how, she was offered a promotion if she went to Guinea-Bissau. This West African country is one of the poorest of all, a real basket case described by economists who make the call. But she poured herself into her work promoting child and women health, and found that a country's richness is not simply its relative wealth, In the midst of it all, I came on the scene, and we fit like hand in glove.
Got a little tear there.
At least it seems that way for two people in love. In 1993, we married in Maryland at the Old Anglers Inn.
Oh gosh, I know that.
I recalled my kinfolk, who were fishermen, with a grin. Then it was off for a decade of postings with the United Nations at Lesotho, Morocco, Indonesia, with which we have very good relations. Returning to the U.S. in 2002, Monica said after retirement, "I don't want to just drink tea. Jake, why don't you find us a B&B?" So that's what brought us to the Eastern Shore, to Talbot County, where crab, oyster, rockfish, and clams are nature's bounty. For 5 years, the two of us operated as innkeepers. And on a couple of occasions, found ourselves as sin keepers. I won't go into details, but the couple in room number 3 included a man from Ohio whose wife's call said she expected him to telephone home soon. Okay, those days are behind us, and we now reside in Easton Club East, where there are lots of activities and on which one can feast. But Monica, reminiscing, thought about those young times in Lima where something was missing. She signed up for ice skating lessons, making it plain that the lessons were for her, not for her daughter, granddaughter, or plain Jane. The clerk at the ice rink's pen went plop. But she could not hide the fact her jaw did drop. So the rest of the journey, most of you know so well. She's met some soulmates at Harrington who get along swell, who encourage, motivate, assist, and help teach those not so experienced but are willing to reach. As a husband, I don't mind telling you I'm not willing to strut when told of the numerous times Monica's fallen on her costume. I've been there for the shows, and for that one moment that will haunt us, a Peruvian skater filling the role of Pocahontas. This poem has gone long enough and taken us to the brink. While celebrating Monica, let's have another drink. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
That was fabulous.
Very nice.
Oh,
That's your present.
that's beautiful.
I'm gonna borrow it to change the time.
You know, it's